Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Honkai Star Rails. We'll be continuing where we left off. I'm not going to hold you up with a lot of intro stuff, but with that being said, let's get into it.
Hi. You haven't changed a bit. I'm sorry you have to see me in such a sorry state. Hmm. Concerned about me? I'm fine. The Cienjo is always courteous with its captives. I didn't talk to you on the train because I knew you and I would get to talk alone here. Worth waiting for, don't you think? You seem to have a lot to ask me. Elio said he foresaw 3 questions, but they would be the same in essence. If I were to hear one of them, I would then tell you the objective of this trip in all its detail. Since you asked one of the 3 questions, it means everything is going smoothly. Are you ready to hear my answer? Cienjo's Stellaron problem is not directly linked to us. But if you look at it from Elio's perspective, you can't say the Stellaron hunters are completely innocent. We foresaw all this long ago, but chose to remain indifferent until the time was right for us to get involved. Diviner Fu was surprised because she discovered 3 truths. 1. The Stellaron hunters are not enemies of the Cienjo. You know this now, though you refuse to believe it. 2. Someone else brought the Stellaron into the Cienjo and activated it. A result of both internal unrest and external aggression. Traitors on the Luofu and enemies from outside want to overthrow the Cienjo. The Master Diviner is in a hurry to find the General, presumably to inform him of this fact. However, that's all the Master Diviner knows, because Elio withheld key pieces of information from me. He foresaw the Divination Commission using the Matrix of Prescience against me. To guard against setbacks, he ensured that I knew only what he wanted the Cienjo Alliance to know in this moment. As for number 3, even in their wildest dreams, the Cienjo Alliance could never have guessed it. If the Stellaron hunters aren't the cause of all this, then why are Blady and I even here? We're here for you. Sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? It's no wonder Fu Shen doesn't believe it either. But the Matrix of Prescience doesn't lie. The answer is just that bizarre. The Stellaron hunters appearing here, Blady getting arrested, me being lured to the Matrix of Prescience. It was all to bring you, the Astral Express crew, to the Cienjo. In the future that Elio chose, the power of the hunt is indispensable. And that's why the Astral Express crew had to come to the Luofu and achieve something important for the Cienjo. You had to establish a connection with the Alliance. And that's why I had to trick you into coming here. I needed you to meet the Luofu's general in person and to help him resolve the Stellaron crisis. I needed the Alliance to owe you a favor. That way, in the future, at the most critical moment, the Cienjo will offer you their help. What do you think? Surprised? The notorious Stellaron hunters did all that just to make you a hero of the Cienjo? Quite the plot twist, don't you think? Like I said, Elio withheld key pieces of information from me. The future holds endless possibilities. Knowing the right thing at the wrong time could spoil all our hard work. There is only one thing I can tell you about the future. In the best and the worst cases, you will eventually have to face Nanook the Destruction. And when that time comes, you will need all the help you can get. It will be a brutal struggle of Aeonic proportions. Proportions that neither you, nor I, nor the Astral Express will ever be able to reach. In the vast majority of futures, that's when destiny ends. But if we follow Elio's plan, there may be a glimmer of hope on the horizon. You know, even eons can be killed.
Hey, Locha. You didn't finish telling us about the propagation. Keep going, it's interesting. So, eons can die, huh? Weird. I thought they were invincible.
There is no true invincibility or immortality in the world. Such exaggerations are born of the perspectives of ordinary beings. Nonetheless, ordinary beings could not have orchestrated the fall of the propagation. That eon was slain at the hands of another eon.
I don't understand. They're all eons. Why do they want to fight?
Are you really from the Xianzhou? Other eons aside, surely you must know the story of Lan and Yaoshe. Isn't destroying the Eon Yaoshe the Alliance's cherished aim?
Of course I know. Well, I know a little. My mom made me practice with swords all day. I didn't really go to school.
In that case, let's just change the subject. If you don't know about the feud between the Hunt and the Abundance, I'm afraid there's just too much to explain.
Fine. How's this for a subject? What's in the box?
Oh, this one? It's a casket, more commonly known as a coffin. It's for containing the remains of the deceased.
The deceased? Aren't you a merchant?
Yes, indeed. This is just part of my job. I was asked to deliver this coffin to the Xianzhou. I'd quite forgotten. For long life species, death is probably a distant concept.
Nope. The Cloud Knights spend a lot of time on the battlefield. Death is a common occurrence. It's just, we don't put bodies in boxes? Coffins. In the Xianzhou, people go to the Hall of Karma in the Ten Lords Commission and consecrate the names and jade abacuses of the dead. It's our way of saying goodbye. The Foxians and the Videodora have their own ceremonies. Foxian soldiers place their dead in star skiffs and then let them drift out into the stars. They call it the returning. As for the Videodora, they're more mysterious. They say that when a Videodora is very old or has a fatal injury, they turn into an egg that looks like a pearl. When the shell breaks, they come out looking young again. My mom calls the Videodora long scions. When I was young, she told me stories of how the Videodora could turn into dragons. I don't know if that's true. What do you know? Silent but deadly speaks.
Your mother is right. The Videodora are long scions. They are descendants of the Eon of Permanence. That was why some, but not all, could turn into dragons. The power was a rare inheritance, passed down only to those who could successfully complete numerous rites and challenges. For the inheritor, it was hard to say whether it was a blessing or a curse.
I've heard the story of Long the Permanents and their descendants. Many myths and legends praise the Eon for a rich and immortal life. But for some reason, the Eon disappeared among the stars without a trace. Almost as if they had never existed, leaving only their descendants. Every life has its limit. Even the Eons are not truly immortal, and will eventually reach the end of their lives.
Let me ask you one more question. Do you know the person in the coffin?
Yes.
Friend?
No.
So, a sweetheart?
Miss, whatever gave you that impression? The individual in the coffin is neither friend nor relative. We met only once. By chance, I made someone a promise, and so I have to run this errand. Let's leave it at that, shall we? I think we've all had enough rest.
What was that? Was that the wind?
Mara struck.
It looks like someone's hurt.
Wait! Let's think before we act.
Silent but deadly. Locha, let's charge in together. If we take them out quickly, we can rescue the girl.
What happened to us letting you handle it?
I've only got 2 hands. Please, I'll wangle you a prize for your bravery or something when it's all over.
Enough. Let's go.
Miss, are you okay?
What do you think?
Sorry, I didn't see any blood, so I thought you were okay. You're a puppet.
My motor is broken. I can't move. Are you a Cloud Knight? Good. Take me to the Realm Keeping Commission.
Locha, silent but deadly. I'm afraid we have to delay things again. This lady is one of the judges of the Ten Lords Commission. As a Cloud Knight, I must prioritize her orders. I'm sorry. If I'd known, I wouldn't have got you to come with me. You'd probably be there by now if you'd gone by yourself.
I happen to have some medical knowledge. Perhaps I can treat the young lady's injuries?
Well, it's just... she's a puppet. I think we should just take her to the Realm Keeping Commission.
Don't worry, Miss Sushang. Leave it to me. You might get an aching or numbing sensation, but it shouldn't be too painful. Do you think you can hold still?
It won't work. My body is mechanical, not flesh and blood.
Be it mechanical or organic, we're still dealing with composite substances. I just hope you'll tolerate my methods.
Curious.
How... Oh, what kind of medical knowledge is this?
Abundance.
Very good. We, no longer need to return to the Realm Keeping Commission. The mission continues. As a judge in the employ of the Ten Lords Commission, I am forbidden from interfering in the affairs of outsiders. However, seeing as you came to my aid, a word of advice. Leave as soon as possible. I came to address the root of our crisis by arresting a fugitive, a Stellaron hunter. This villain possesses exceptional swordsmanship and wields a divine weapon. They are extremely dangerous. If it hadn't been for a strange accident, my wingspan might have been cut short.
Strange accident?
Come with me.
A whole lot of story here.
I've never seen anything like it.
You know, even eons can be killed. Are you kidding? That's not what we want. I just want to tell stories from the past. Stories about eons that have fallen. Lon the Permanence, Drilla the Beauty, Anna the Order, Tazeronth the Propagation, Akivili the Trailblaze. These names were once known all over the universe. And now they've all but disappeared, leaving behind only masterless paths. And currently, there are 3 ways an eon can perish known to humanity. 1. Paths with overlapping concepts will eventually collide, and the broader path will engulf the narrower one. That's how Enna the Order was assimilated by Sheepe the Harmony. 2. In a war between eons, the stronger side will annihilate the weaker one. That's how Tazeronth the Propagation fell. Under the guidance of the Hunt, the Cienjo Alliance travels the universe exterminating abominations cultivated by the Abundance. So, the Cienjo too are engaged in this process. I don't know. Akavili's disappearance was very mysterious. Noose is probably the only one that can answer that question. After all, Droid Head knows everything. What do you think? Fascinating stories, no? They're the kind of stories that folks on the straight and narrow would never tell you. Hold on. Any minute now. It's begun. Let's go, Blady. 2 more places to visit.
Did Kafka escape? How are we gonna explain this to the Master Diviner?
We don't.
If what she said is true, we won't have to explain anything.
Hey, did she brainwash you?
Wasn't this the dead tree Qingque showed us earlier? How did it grow all of a sudden?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Even the long-lived might not witness something like this in their lifetime. I'm so lucky.
Such extraordinary energy. It's the Stellaron.
Mr. Yang, do you mean the Stellaron is making the ambrosial arbor grow?
Yes, the Stellaron the Cloud Knights are searching for must be causing this anomaly.
Looks good.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
Unless Kafka deceived the Matrix of Prescience.
Stay calm, Diviner Fu. The Matrix of Prescience does not lie. The logic you have laid out concerning Kafka makes sense. It has helped me to fill in another piece of the puzzle. I agree there is a hostile external force at work on the Luofu. The Stellaron didn't appear out of thin air. Someone managed to sneak it onto the ship. As for the culprits behind the Luofu's internal strife, I believe we are dealing with the so-called Disciples of Sanctus Medicus. That shadowy organization of the denizens of abundance. Kafka's revelations confirm my suspicions.
General, when did you have these suspicions?
The moment the planter of the Stellaron revealed himself. The Xianzhou has the blessing of the Rainbow Arbiter, and only another Eon's Emanator would be capable of sneaking onto this ship without my knowing. We are dealing with an external threat. The Stellaron corrosion continues to flood into the ship, and yet it bypassed both the seat of divine foresight and the shackling prison. There is forethought here. Our enemy must have had access to Luofu intelligence for things to unfold in this way. It is evident now. The Stellaron hunters aren't the ones behind the curtain. No. As soon as I set eyes on Blade, it was clear to me. But why is he here? And why did he draw the Astral Express? That piece of the puzzle still eludes me. Nevertheless, Lady Fu, your intel means the puzzle is more complete than it was before. These Stellaron hunters are a captivating group. Such lengths to get the Xianzhou and the Express onto the same track. Who would have believed it?
General, we must retain all urgency. The ambrosial arbor.
It's the Stellaron. No need to search high and low. The traders have planted it in the ambrosial arbor's delve, thereby causing the tree to grow once again. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus couldn't hold off any longer.
Every crisis is a turning point. A problem is easier to resolve when you know where it lies. Am I coming up with a plan again?
Of course. I'm sure you have a countermeasure at the ready, Master Diviner.
From my perspective, convening the Cloud Knights is our immediate priority. We must head into the roots of the ambrosial arbor, expel the Stellaron spirits, and prevent the arbor's resurrection.
As ever, the Master Diviner's omniscia provides for the fastest solution. However, sometimes speed is not everything. I have known the Stellaron's location for a while now. So why have I held back our forces?
General?
Well?
You're a scoundrel.
Pulling up the grass requires removing the roots. The disciples of Sanctus Medicus have chosen to make their move now. which means the Cloud Knights have the situation under control and the traitors have run out of patience. Now is the time to capture them all in one fell swoop.
You've been sitting on that this whole time? How will you justify the losses if something goes wrong, General?
Please, Lady Fu. I still have forces to deploy. We were in need of extra hands, and the Stellaron hunters were kind enough to bring us together with the Astral Express. How could I look the other way?
The General's smiling again. Definitely Aaron's. It's my fault. I had higher expectations of the General. Please, we can't keep getting them to do everything for us. Since when did we run out of people on the Luofu? Why are you staring at me? Do I need to remind you, General, that the Ambrosial Arbor's access point is a closely guarded secret? Allowing Outworlders would be...
a violation of the rules and regulations. I would like to remind you, Lady Fu, that the Xianzhou comes before its rules and regulations, all the more so in times of crisis. As such, I am about to make a decision that runs counter to those rules and regulations. Oh, decisions plural. What a rare pleasure. Lady Fu, I hereby issue you with the military tally. The Cloud Knights will be under your control. You will act in concert with the other forces in the approach to the Ambrosial Arbor through the Alchemy Commission Delve.
Under... my control?
You've been eager to discover for yourself what it is to be a general, have you not?
You've never given me the opportunity, and now suddenly... Understood. As you wish.
As for our astral friends, I hereby formally welcome you all to join our operation to seal the Stellaron. Lady Fu will deploy the Cloud Knights, but I would like you to set off in advance. Take a shortcut through the Artisanship Commission and convene with Lady Fu further down the line. This is no order, honored guests. I'm merely stating what needs to be done should you wish to help us.
You've never really seen us as outsiders, huh?
Miss Tingyun, I would like you to continue to serve as a guide for our astral friends.
Oh, of course, General. I am duty-bound.
We're gonna have to stop this one here, cause I don't want it to be too long, but thank y'all for watching, and I do look forward to seeing you again in the next part, but until then, take care.